question. Who's going to talk about the AGN recognition model using the deep neural network?
Hi everyone, this is a research topic about the application of AI on cosmology research. There's another AI here. Actually, this topic is very easy. I just asked AI to deal with everything for me. But I still need to write a paper by myself. Okay. My outline is like this. I will give you the goal of my research topic, and I will give you a brief introduction of deep learning. I'm using deep learning here. And I will show you the process for us to train the AI and give you our conclusion. The goal of our research is like this. Okay. For here, we have totally 44 bands, and the band's magnitude and arrows here. So it is forming a 44 by 2 array. And this array is our input. We hope that we pass these arrays into AI systems, and it could tell us this galaxy is the AGN or a normal styrofoam galaxy. And the purpose we are doing this is because to understand AGN could help us understand the evolution of the galaxies. But to identify AGNs are difficult because the features of AGNs are often on X-ray and optical band, but these two bands are usually obscure. So for here, we are trying to use the infrared photometric data to classify the AGN. The point we are using AI is because for now, in NEP-wide field, we have at most 44 bands data could use. But there is no point for a human to look at the 44 data points and tell us it is an AGN or styrofoam galaxy. But it could be easy for AI to do this. And the second point is, well, for AI, it could do all NEP field galaxy classification in a short time. You have totally 65,000 galaxies here, but it could spend only 3 seconds to do it. Last but the most important point is, well, compared with traditional statistic analysis method, our AI classification could perform a far more higher accuracy. Our model is called deep neural network, but for some brand marketing reasons, it is usually called deep learning. So I guess you guys have already heard it before. For here, we need some already labeled data to train our AIs. And our labeled data, which means, well, the samples in our training sets is already classified. And the source comes from the spectroscopic data and X-ray data. With these two resources, we obtained about 1,800 data that could be used for training. Okay. So we come back to these figures. Now we have a true answer of classification. It is AGN or styrofoam galaxies by X-ray or spectroscopic data. And we have the 44 bands, magnitudes, and arrows array as an input. Then we can train our AIs. The details of our data is looked like this. There are totally 44 bands here, and we input both magnitude and errors. We have HSC here, accurate here, spice here, so far so on. Okay, totally 44 bands. Okay. So we already have our predicted answer by X-rays and spectroscopic data. Now we are going to train our AI system. But now I'm going to give you some detailed information about the deep neural network. Okay. The inside structure of deep neural networks, it looks like this. There are several layers of neurons inside this system. This is based on imitation of human brain network, biologically. So you can see these circles as our neuron cells, and the connection between neuron cells is a line like here. And if you look closer, the detailed system is looked like this. The data from the previous layer could be allocated to the next layer's cells, and with a specific weightings. And while we are training the AI, actually we are adjusting the parameters here. Okay. So these small parameters are we are going to train during training. Okay. And in each cell, there is a specific nonlinear function here. The nonlinear function here helps us improve this neural network so that it could fit a more complex function. And then eventually, this system tells us it is an edge or Cyber galaxy, but it is impossible for us, for an AI to classify it correctly at first because it is not trained. So we take these results and compare with the true, already classified answers, compare them, and then we use these results. It is correct or it is not correct to feed back all the parameters inside this system by some calculus technique. But this kind of iterations will pass the data and feedback. We call it an epoch. And in the training, we spend roughly 1,500 epochs to reach the best accuracy. And there is one thing I need to emphasize is that we need to separate a portion of data for validation so that we could correctly measure the AI performance when it is facing a real condition. The results of the training process look like this. You can see both the accuracy and the agent recovery rates grows as the training process. So you can see the AI is actually learning. And because we give agent a very heavy weighting, so the agent recovery rate jumped to almost 100% in a very short time. But at this point, it is almost classifying everything as an agent, so the accuracy is very low. And as the training going on, the accuracy gradually grows as the agent recovery rate is still maintained at a very high level. So, and eventually, in this case, the agent recovery rate comes to the end at 100%, and the total accuracy converged to 80%. So our conclusion is compare with our deep neural network model with the traditional SDD fitting models. You can see that both agent recovery rate and accuracy are more higher than our traditional SDD fitting method. So my conclusion is the deep neural network method is the state-of-the-art technique for discovering agent. Thank you very much.
Questions?
Thank you for your excellent talk. I have a very simple question for you.
Thank you.
So, did you ever try to run the program for more than 1,500 epochs? Because for deep network learning, 1,500 epochs is a very less number.
Yes.
Because generally it's run for 5,000 or 10,000 or more than that. So have you tried to do that? And how much accuracy do you get for it if you do it more than 1,500?
Actually, what you have said is also my dream, but the realistic is it is hard to obtain more samples. But now we are running on another program to get more training samples for us. So for now, I guess we are trying to fix this problem, but it takes time.
So I'm just curious, do you understand why the AI can, your machine learning model can have a much higher recovery rate than the SED?
It is because SED fitting is a linear model. So basically, it could only fit more simple functions. But as I said, well, there is a nonlinear mapping here. Well, it is important because a nonlinear transform in this system helps us to fit a nonlinear or even discontinuous functions. So that this kind of function could give us a more accurate result.
So I'm asking just because I'm curious. So for most of the SED fitting, the model is based on some physical model. So if the model is your model is giving a better prediction, it means that there's something missing in our understanding of the SED of the cortisol or AGM, which might be very interesting to understand.
Okay, we need to move on. Let's say 400.